morons, it's Victor, King of Morons. Welcome to another long-ass video.
News time at yokoso.
Hello there, morons. It's Victor. Give me a break, man. Give me a flake, man. Here on the new Panasonic GH4 Lumix, which is a beautiful little camera, and a new lens that I just got. I just got a professional lens for it because I figured if you're going to have a good camera, you need a good lens, right? And actually, I don't think I need this anymore, but I was monitoring the sound because I had a little, actually, this is the third time I've made this video. I had a little problem with one of the new wires I bought. So unfortunately, that's the way it goes, right? You get everything great, and then one little tiny bit throws it all to hell. So this is actually the third attempt to make this video. As you can tell, we're going to be addressing a pretty controversial topic today, which is the Japanese group mindset. And not just that, but of course, I don't have all the answers here, but I'm going to give you some things to think about. But anyway, this new setup is in thanks quite a bit to italki.com, who is our new partner. Well, we've been partnered with them for over a month now. And if you're learning a language, you should definitely check them out. It's a great site. Just go to italki.com, and no matter what language you want to learn, they have a teacher ready to teach you that language. Even in the past, I joked they didn't have Klingon, but they actually do have Klingon. So what do you know? So go to italki.com, pick your language, pick your teacher, and then schedule a class. It's as easy as that. Their teachers are very qualified, and they have all kinds of different teachers with different budgets and different prices and different times. So you'll find someone that fits your budget, fits your schedule, and even if you're a Klingon, probably will fit your personality. So thanks to italki.com for helping us out on the channel. And definitely you guys check them out, because if you like the channel, if you support the channel, then give them a look. All you have to do is go down into the description and make an account. And you can fill in the blanks later. It'll help out the channel. Okay, so let's get to today's topic, which is kind of a drama. It's kind of a news, kind of a laundry video, if you know my laundry videos, which is they're kind of a stream of thought, stream of consciousness videos that we talk. But today I want to talk about group thought or group think, and the way Japanese perceive themselves, and the way they think we should perceive themselves, because it's pretty interesting. And to preface this, I need to give you a little information about myself, because it won't make sense completely. Now, I was born in Peru. I spent the first 14 or 15 months of my life in Peru. And when I was a baby, we came over, my brother and I. My brother was even smaller. He was only 22 days old. Can you believe they put a 22-day-old baby on a plane? And my mom and my dad and I, we came to America. Now, of course, growing up in America, I never realized anything strange, except that we spoke Spanish at home and we spoke English outside. And that was pretty much it. I was very lucky in that I didn't really suffer any racism or anything. Not that I can remember, at least. Of course, we're getting older when you're a teenager. You know, the other kids call you names. And, people would come up to me and say what they thought was dirty Spanish. Chinga tu madre, things like that. So pretty childish stuff. But anyway, I came to Japan when I was about 22. And some of the people who watch me are Japanese who don't quite understand what I'm saying. And if they suspect at all that you're bad-mouthing their country, they may label you a Japan hater. And even if you don't, if you say anything at all controversial, they'll label you a what's it called? Hannichi. Han means against, Nichi is Japan. Hannichi gaijin. So I've been labeled on Nichan as a Hannichi gaijin. Now, I don't go to Nichan, so it doesn't really bother me. A few of my other YouTube friends do go there, and they're quite annoyed by it. Ironically, Nichan does like a couple foreign bloggers who most of the other vloggers do not want to be associated with. So it's really weird. But anyway, the reason I say this is because of my Peruvian background. Someone took it upon himself on Nichan to claim that I suffered racism in America, and that's why I came to Japan, to get away from the racism. Back in America, I was a poor taxi driver, which actually I did drive a taxi in college, but it was more because I thought it was cool. I thought it'd be fun to do that, right? And people called me wetback, according to Nichan. But that I don't think has ever happened. Maybe once, some guy at a party or something. But so I think there was one hillbilly in Florida once, but I'm not sure. He might have been dirty Cuban, might have been dirty Puerto Rican. But those things are kind of silly because I'm none of those things. So that's the background there. The reason this is important is because the other day, I guess more than a month now, a Peruvian killed 6 people in Saitama. And when this happened, I was sick. I was actually, or sick, or I didn't hear about it. I don't know. I was busy. For some reason, it never occurred to me to make a video about it. And I think I didn't even know about it until it was like too late or something. But about, I don't know, a week and a half ago, just getting over my illness, whatever it was, some kind of flu or something, a Japanese person left a comment on my video, reposting the whole article about the murder on a completely unrelated video and telling me, you should make a video about this. And I said, I noticed he had never posted before. And I said, you've never posted before. And I suspect you're only doing this because I'm Peruvian. And I have no interest in this story. I don't know anything about the story. And it's old. There's nothing really to say about the story. Because I think some people, so he got angry. I blocked him, and then he got angry, and he came back with a new account. And he said, as soon as Japanese commit crimes, you usually make a video. And I always like to give the hater the benefit of the doubt. So I went back through my videos, and the last time I'd made any kind of JNEWS video regarding crime was June 30th. So yeah, that wasn't true. And then he accused me of, and one of his examples was a video about a German that I made 2 years ago. And I pointed out, I said, that was 2 years ago. And it was funny. I made the video because it was interesting. There was something to learn about that. A German was at a hotel. I think it was in Hokkaido or something, somewhere north, Saitama, I don't remember. And he was not told about the free ramen you can get. And he got angry and became violent, and he was arrested. While in jail, they left the door open for a second, and he escaped jail with I think it was no shoes and no shirt, and it was cold. That's why I think it was Hokkaido. But the funny thing is, Japanese people, he's walking down the street, and somehow he got Japanese people to give him shoes and shirts or jackets, and to help him with his escape. Eventually, they caught him, but I thought it was a funny story. So now this story about the Peruvian killing people in Saitama, after he mentioned it, I did read about it a little bit, and I thought, well, that's just a sad story. But the thing is, the reason he pointed it out to me is because he assumed it would cause me some kind of embarrassment or guilt. And the same thing happened to me in real life about 5 years ago with one of the most intelligent students we have at Action Language Academy, a trilingual, Spanish, English, and Japanese, of course, and very well-spoken, very intelligent salaryman who walked up to me one day and said, did you hear about that murder in Kobe? And I think it was Kobe. A Peruvian had killed a child. And this was like I said, years and years ago. And I said, yeah, that's too bad. Or something, I don't know. I made the appropriate response, and he asked me if I felt guilty. And I thought, why would I feel guilty? Why, And he goes, well, because he's Peruvian. And I'm like, well, that has nothing to do with me. I don't feel guilty about everything Americans do. And I don't think you Japanese feel guilty about every crime that happens in Japan, right? So, talking to my students about this later, they told me that I shouldn't feel guilty. I try to turn this sometimes into a conversation in class to stimulate the conversation. But they did say that if they were in California, living in California or visiting, and they found out that a Japanese person had committed a crime in California, they would feel the same way. So that's weird, I thought. Well, not exactly, but it's not really weird, not anymore, because I kind of get that now. But here's the interesting thing. So this guy's been bugging me to make the video about the Peruvian, and I don't like to be told what to do, right? But I did look at the article, and it was interesting. It's actually incredibly sad. This guy killed like 2 children, so that's horrible, And there's not much to say about this. And I could give you some words like "taiho" means arrest, Yougisha is suspect, things like that. I could give you that vocabulary. But, you know, it just seems like a sad story. But then I read a little bit more, and there's an article on The Guardian, which I know is not the most reputable newspaper, but apparently it seems to be true. This killer, this Peruvian killer, is the brother, I think younger brother, of the most prolific serial killer in Peru. His older brother, I forget their names. I think the last name is Nakata for some reason, but which, by the way, in Peru, if you want to come to Japan, all you have to do is bribe the right person to get you a birth certificate that makes it look like you're Japanese, and then you can come in on the Japanese. The Japanese seem to favor people who are Nikkei or of Japanese descent. And look at the pictures of these guys; they don't look Japanese at all. So I'm assuming, I'm presuming, you know, without any evidence at all, that that's possibly what happened. There are a lot of Peruvians who come here to work in the factories and stuff. And this is actually the case of the killer, the Peruvian killer here in Japan. He was working at a factory and I think they have like 2,000 employees in the city where he worked. And I live in Nagoya, and near here there's a city called Toyota. You might have heard of it. Thousands of Brazilians work there as well. There's some Peruvians there as well. But anyway, back to the story. So the older brother, the serial killer, he is called the Apostle of Death in Peru. And between the years of 2000 and 2006, he killed 25 people, which is pretty impressive. 6 years, that's 5 people a year. And they were mostly prostitutes and homosexuals, from what I can gather from the article. I read a couple of articles about this, but I think that it's the same article, just mirrored or something. So he considered himself a vessel of God or something. He was doing God's work by killing the prostitutes and homosexuals, you know, because God hates prostitutes and homosexuals. Anyway, the interesting thing was how he became that way, and I got to warn you, the following is really disgusting, so you might want to skip past the next few minutes. I'll do it real quick. Ready? Turn off your video for the next, or skip to the next 30 seconds. Go. So when he was a boy, he was suspected by his brothers of killing a dog. I almost said raping a dog. Did you see that? I almost made a mistake, but killing a dog. So what did they do? They raped him. According to the article, they raped their own brother, which is one of the saddest, most disgusting, just unbelievable things I've ever heard in my life. I mean, if rape isn't bad enough, because it is, of course, but being raped by your own brothers, and the guy claimed that he never killed the dog on top of it, which only would add, you know, insult to injury if that were true. But who knows? I mean, that's not really of course, killing animals is terrible too, but I think nothing pretty much beats, outside of murder, nothing beats, I think, raping your brother as a horrible, disgusting, just unbelievable crime. So yeah, anyway, I do have a little vocabulary for you, which I'm going to give you, okay, regarding this crime. Well, that's pretty much it. So I have nothing to say about this crime, except it's terrible. I'm very sad that a Peruvian has done this, or any human being has done this. Anybody's killed 6 people in Saitama. 2 of them were little girls. That's horrible. A little side note about crime. Some Japanese like to play up foreign crime rates here in Japan, but statistically they are lower than the local Japanese rates, of course. Well, not of course, but generally speaking, most foreigners are not criminals. Though, you know, there's an assumption that we are, right? There's nothing really we can do about that except be good people, I think. And then fight that stuff in the newspapers by pointing out that that's bullshit. That's all you can really do. And hope that responsible Japanese journalists will point out the bullshit of the right-wing journalists who try to spread misinformation like that. But anyway, okay, so let's go to some vocabulary. So I'll give you a little space here. We have 逮捕する, which is arrest. That's a basic one. Yougisha, which is a suspect. Now, utagao is to suspect as a verb, but the suspect would be yougisha. Satsujinjiken is a murder case. Konsuijoutai is a coma. And ishiki kaifuku is regaining consciousness. The reason I bring this up is because he fell out of a second-story window and cracked open his skull and fell into a coma. So konsuijoutai. Joutai means situation or condition. Ishiki kaifuku is regain consciousness. Actually, the noun regaining consciousness. If you want to turn that to a verb, you just add suru to the end. So ishiki kaifuku suru. In this case, past tense. He regained consciousness. So ishiki kaifuku shimashita or shita. And the tricky word here is the word for schizophrenia. And there used to be another word that everyone used, but it was deemed politically incorrect. We do have that politically incorrect problem here in Japan as well. So I won't even teach you that one. But the new politically correct way to say schizophrenia is Togo Shicchou. That's called schizophrenia. Though I'm not really sure what would we call a schizophrenic person. Let's see if I can find that here. Schizophrenic. Well, let me just put in the Japanese here. Maybe I can find. I'll give you this as an extra here. I should have looked this word up. I just got the word for schizophrenic. Let me see, schizophrenic person. Okay, here, yeah, just no hito. Just add no hito to the end. So, Togo Shitcho Sho no hito. No hito. A person is, hito is a person, so a person who has that would be no hito. And I'll just add that to the end, okay? That's your lesson for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't know my channel, my name is Victor. Give me a break. I'm Giving Flake Man. I make videos about Japan mostly, but this is kind of my unedited channel, so I put whatever I want up here. Very little editing, as little as possible, at least. Things that don't take too much time. I have another channel called Give Me a Break Man on the other channel. I've over a combination of, I don't know, like 2,000 videos on Japan, so please check them out. And that's about it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone, and be safe. And that's all I got to say. Yeah, it's interesting. The Japanese mentality thing is interesting. Yeah, tell me what you think about that. It's still. Oh yeah. The funny thing is, I should have said this earlier. Was I think they expected me to feel embarrassed, and as an American, I don't. But you may not be American, so let me know how you feel about that particular subject. When another person of your nationality commits a crime, do you feel embarrassed? Yeah, I think we would. The unending embarrassment of being an American would be forever. So I don't think I can afford that. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.